Hello everyone, my name is Sahil Singh and I am excited to present you all my submission of Code Basics Resume Challenge 4, which is a ad hoc insight project. Now, this project is conducted by Code Basics and the dataset used in this project is of a hypothetical company named Atliq Hardware. So let's see what is the problem statement Atliq is facing to understand why there is a need of this project. So this is the problem statement Atliq is facing. Basically, the management team of Atliq don't get enough insights to make data-driven decisions. That is why they want to expand their data analytics team. So they approach to Tony Sharma, who is the director of data analytics, and he conducted this challenge to not only see a person's technical skills but also the soft skills. Now, this is the problem statement Atliq is facing. In the next slide, I will show you the overview of the company. So, Atliq Hardware is a growing company which make computer hardware and peripherals, and their fiscal year starts in September and ended in August. Like their fiscal year 2022 started in September 2019 and ended in August 2022, similar for the fiscal year 2021. Now in the middle you can see a sunburst chart which is representing the hierarchy of different product in Atliq hardware. So the innermost circle is showing you the division where there are three divisions. First is NNS, then P&A, then PC. And then the next circle is showing you the different segments and the outermost circle is showing you the different category of each product. Now let's see what is the first question asked by them. So this is the first question where we need to list down different market of Atliq Exclusive in APAC region. On the left you can see the outcome of the query, and on the right you can see the Power BI visual of different markets in APAC region of Atliq Exclusive. So this is the first question. Now move on to the next question. So this is the next question where they want us to list down the unique product count of 2020 fiscal year and 2021 fiscal year and the percentage increase. So in 2020 the product count is 245, which increased by 36 percentage and get to 334 in 2021. And here you can see the Power BI visualization of this trend. Now move on to the next question. So this is the third question where they want us to list down different segment with the product count of that segment. Here we can see a big chunk of product are coming from notebook followed by accessories and peripherals. So this is the output of this question. Move on to the next question. So this is our next question, and this question is kind of a combination of previous two questions where they want us to list down the unique product count of 2020 and 2021 of different segments and the difference between these 2 years. But I have also introduced a new column of percentage increase because this percentage increase can give you a holistic view. Like in desktop you can see the difference between the count of these 2 years is only 15, but if you see the percentage it increased by 200%. That is a good sign. Now you can see that although this storage and networking have seen low percentage increase in year over year unique product count, but this can be an opportunity for Atliq hardware because if the goal of asking this question is to introduce new products, then these two segments are the suggested one to untap their potential. But this can only be achieved by good marketing analysis and understanding their customers. This is what I have written in this suggestion box. You can pause the video and read it. So let's move on to the next question. So this is our next question where they want us to list down the minimum and the maximum manufacturing cost. Now below the output I have introduced one another column of categories where you can see for mouse company has paid the minimum manufacturing cost, and for a personal desktop they have paid a maximum manufacturing cost. But this question lacks a critical context. We don't know from which year these costs are associated with. Like this 0.89 dollars, we don't know which fiscal year this cost is associated with. So what we can do to tackle that problem, we can make a stored procedure to trace every year minimum and maximum manufacturing cost and their percentage increase or decrease. So this is what I have written in the suggestion box. You can pause and read it. Move on to the next question. So this is the next question where the question asks to list down the top customers who charge highest pre-invoice discount of fiscal year 2021 in Indian market. So the top 5 customers are Flipkart, Vivids, eZone, Chroma and Amazon. So this is the output of this question. Move on to the next question. So this is our next question, which asks us to generate the report of gross sales amount of the customer AtliQ Exclusive for each month. On the right hand side, you can see the outcome of the query, which I have divided by a line. Above the line is showing you the value of fiscal year 2020 and below is showing you the value of fiscal year 2021. The first insight you can derive from this data is the significant year-over-year growth of the gross sales. Now from fiscal year 2020 to 2021, the gross sales have increased by 182%, which is really a good sign. The next insight is the impact of COVID, which I will show you in the next slide in the visual representation of this data. So let's move on to the next slide. So this is our next slide where you can see the month over month trend of sales of fiscal year 2020 and 2021. Here you can see in the month of March COVID hit and that affected the sales of March, but they show a strong recovery in the following year and in the following month. That is really a good sign. Now the next insight is the seasonal pattern where you can see a significant spike in the sales of November in both the years, and the main reason for that spike is Diwali, which is a major festival in India, and people tend to spend more in this festival because of festive offers and discount. Last but not the least insight is that you can see a consistency in the data of 2021 which maintained the sales above 11 millions, and if you see the data of 2020, it is only once the data have crossed the benchmark of 11 million, but in 2021 it is always above 11 million, which is really a good sign. So that is all for this question. Let's move on to the next question. So this is our next question in which asks in which quarter of 2022 they got maximum quantity sold. So instead of showing only that quarter, I have listed all the 4 quarters of 2022 and their quantity sold, and you can see the query outcome on the left hand side and the visual representation on the right hand side. So let's move on to the next question. So this is our next question, and the question says which channel helped to bring more gross sales in fiscal year 2021 and the percentage contribution. So I'll list down all the channels and their gross sales in millions. So the value you are seeing here is in millions and their percentage contribution. So most of the gross sales is coming from retailer. You can see 73% of gross sales is come from retailer, and you can see a visual representation on the right hand side, which is a donut chart. So let's move on to the next question. So this is really an interesting question. So in this question, they ask us to generate a report of top 3 product in each division that have high total sales quantity in fiscal year 2021. So here you can see the first insight that is clearly seen here is that most of their products sold is from NNS. See 70,000, 80, 68,000, 71,000. So most of the product are sold is from NNS division. Now you can see in NNS, PQ pendrive DRC is repeated twice, and also in P&A, the AQ Maxima MS repeated twice, and PC AQ digit have also repeated twice. So if you drill deeper and came and so if you drill deeper, and so you will came to know that these product have same product name, but their variant is different. In the next slide, I will show you what I want to say. So here you can see in PNS, the AQ pendrive DRC have two different variants. First one is plus and second one is premium. So the same product is showing you the maximum sold quantity, but with different variant. So people tend to buy more product with different variants. Similar for the P and A, where AQ Maxima MS have two variants, standard 1 and plus 2. And for PC, you can see AQ Digit have two products with different segments. First is standard blue, the second one is premium mystery green. So this is the insight from that question, from our last question. So this brings us to the end of the project, and if you stick in this video till now, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And by this project, I don't want to show my SQL and data analytics skills, but also I want to show how I can clean the data into actionable business insights. Now, thank you so much for the support, and you can comment down your thoughts of this project, and you can comment down in which areas I am lacking behind, so that I can improve that. And if you want the PDF of the query which I have written for these questions, you can comment down and I will also upload that if you want to in a PDF format. So thank you so much. That is all. Sahil Singh signing off.